Hello, everybody. Taurea Vision Avant here, and I'm gonna let this beautiful young lady beside me introduce herself. But as you see, today's title is called "Let's Talk Collaboration," and then we are talking about what real collaboration looks like versus just using people. Well, first, let me just introduce my guest host with me, and this is none other than the beautiful Deana Jean. So, Deana, real quick, just let everybody know a little bit about who you are, what it is that you do.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Deana Jean, and folks call me your collab queen, as you can see there. I'm based in the New York City area. And at the end of the day, I help amazing people find each other and find ways to collaborate so that they can create magic together. And I do that with entrepreneurs, I do that with large businesses. And it is my life's work. I love to do it. And it is awesome because I get to connect with people like the amazing Taurea Avant and to find ways for us to amplify each other's genius
Mm.
areas.
Well, I love it. Definitely when I was introduced to you over a year, we'll talk a little bit about that. I had no idea what it was you did. And it's funny. Matter of fact, let me introduce myself first, and then I'm going to tell you when I was like, wait a minute. So, a little bit about me, y'all. Taurea Avant. I work with speakers and coaches who really want to grow their business, right? 80% of most individuals in the speaking and coaching industry are not making any major income. I'm talking about over $10,000 a year. They're making below it. And so, what I do is I show you how to leverage what I believe one of the best marketing tools, your book or future book, so that you can get on more platforms, stages, podcasts, workshops, etc., and then also how to get to the bag. So, um, super excited. And this is funny too, Deana, because we're going to be doing this twice a month. We're going to see how much we'll do this, but
Yeah.
we want to encourage everybody, if, when you're watching, whether you're watching live or the replay, to please participate. But when I had a chance to know, like, okay, this woman is on the same, like, she thinking the same things I'm thinking, we well, first I was looking for some individuals that we could invite out to come to our Ignite to
Yes.
Profit conference, which now circle again, you're going to be at the one we're
We're gonna
doing
get the one in
in
June.
June. That is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But we had to do we did like a panel for all the speakers. And I remember you being on that panel, Deana, and it seemed like everything you were talking about, it was like on point to my beliefs and my principles when it comes to building business. And I was like, oh, okay, she might know a little thing or two. And so I was really excited to have you come and to meet you. And I know you probably were like, okay, I'm coming to this event. Matter of fact, tell us about on your side, because you don't
Yeah.
even know me from Adam and Eve.
I didn't. I
Coming to
didn't.
Atlanta.
It's crazy though, but that's how collaboration works, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a good example, kind of the way that we met is a really good example of what happens when you collaborate with intention. So we have a mutual connection between us with Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills. And Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie reached out to me and was saying, hey, there's this event coming up. I'm going to be at it. We're looking for people who might want to be on the panel. I would love for you to come out. So the first things first is that, of course, I checked you out, right? And the first thing that stood out to me was that when you're looking for collaboration, you want to look at people that can fill in your gaps, but you also want to look at people that you know that you can pour into and that you can add something to. So one of the things that I loved about what I saw when I researched you, first of all, was the energy, right? And I think it's so important when you're collaborating with people to collaborate with people that have like a similar type of energy to you, but
Mm-hmm.
also can
Mm-hmm.
be able to build up what they're doing. The
Yeah.
second thing, honestly, that I was super intrigued by was that I realized that you were a marketing beast. And for me, marketing, like I will execute all day long, I will sell all day long. But for me, marketing has never been an area where I'm like, oh, I'm a beast at marketing. And so I was like, okay, she's getting all these people to come to this event. She has all these powerhouse speakers coming. And then I was in your funnel and I was showing all the things that were happening in the funnel. I was like, okay, I need to go in and like learn a little bit more about her and figure out if there's a way for us to add value together. So
Oh.
coming into the room, just super impressed by the quality of people in the room, but most importantly, the collaborative nature of the people in the room and how everybody was just showing up and the positive things that they had to say about the community. And the fact that you pulled off this event and that you pulled off an event that was centering you but you were actually in the background. You were doing the tech. You were amplifying other people, and I was like, you know what? This could have legs. I think that we might be able to do something dope.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. And, I'm really happy that it's so funny too. Like, when you talked about having the right energy, we had no idea that then we would be on a meeting talking about, hey, let's figure out how to connect and
Yeah,
combine what it is that we do. And so thank you so much. And, you said something pivotal too, Deanna. You said, where is it that, I don't have a strength in? And I
yeah,
think a lot of times when we're looking at collaborating, we're just kind of, well, let's talk about it. So, today's title is, how to identify, real collaborations over, fake collaboration, right? And I had put a list of questions in, and I really want to kind of dive into some of those questions. Oh,
yeah.
dang. Hold on. That's not gonna work that way. Let me pull it up. And so if y'all see me looking down, it's because I'm just tagging some folks, letting them know. And so we want to have this conversation about real collaboration. And a lot of times what I say, Deanna, is many people think that collaboration is, okay, Deanna, you need my service. So let me show you what I can offer you and let me get your credit card. We just collaborated. And in many cases, okay, that can essentially be a source, like a piece of collab, but it's not really what we are thinking of when
Mm-mm.
both Deanna and I say collaborating. So what does real collaboration look like amongst, let's just even say, two people that are connecting and kind of just getting to learn about each other and their businesses?
Yeah, yeah. So we could actually use us as almost like a case study, right?
Absolutely.
So the first thing that you want to do is before you can collaborate and you're looking for a good collaboration, you want to be self-aware.
Hmm.
You want to have awareness around, first of all, what it is that you bring to the table, because a collaboration can only be as powerful as the give that it starts with. So, a lot of times where collaboration may go left at the very beginning is that you see somebody and you immediately say, what can I get?
Mm,
When you know that a collaboration is going to be strong, you lead by saying, what can I give?
absolutely.
When Dr.
Absolutely.
Stevie said, hey, Deanna, I would like for you to come because I think this is a group that would benefit from hearing about collaboration, I knew that that was something that I could give to the group, right? So there was a self awareness there. But then the second part of it is the self awareness to know where this collaboration can be helpful to you.
Mm,
So we talked about like fake collaborations versus real
yeah.
collaborations. Please understand, a collaboration needs to add to you too.
Period. Right.
Nobody's saying that you have to sacrifice yourself, right?
Uh-huh.
Because that's another way for it to go left. But what you want to look for and have self awareness around is how do we create mutual value with the collaboration? So that's thing number one. You're
Yeah.
scrolling on social media, you see somebody, first answer the question. And if you're watching right now, put in the chat. What is your give? What is it that you can give someone? Remember, don't think, oh, well, I am a book publisher, so I can help people publish books and they could buy my service. Yeah, cool. We
Right.
understand that. We
That's
get that.
great. Mhm.
That's fine. But let's think about how you can create relationships that actually get you to more of those people and allow you to impact more of those people in a mutually valuable way, right?
Yeah.
Put in the chat, what is your give? What can you give?
Absolutely. Yes. I think that's important too. It's not about what can I sell, what can I give? How can I contribute to this opportunity?
Yeah.
And when you come at it in that way, guys, it makes it easier for you to understand. Deanna, I'm gonna tell you, there has never been a time where I get a little spiritual sometimes where I say where I have not sowed a seed
Yeah.
with true good intention that has not received a harvest. Now, it may not always be directly from where the seed was sown, and I think that's what we
Exactly.
also have to understand. And then also understanding that some things take work, right? So, and they take time, not just work, but time, right?
Absolutely.
So, I actually want to ask you that too. So, let's just say, for example, we'll get a scenario, and I like to use scenarios too so we can start thinking bigger.
Of
I
course.
went to an event and I told you about this. Oh, by the way, oh my gosh, I got some great news. We'll make the announcement here today.
Okay.
So, remember, I told you I went to the State of the Black Woman post election event. and I had a chance to get up, and I knew what I was coming in there because I go to these amazing chamber of commerce events, and a lot of times people are, first of all, nobody's ever taught us how to network. You really got to understand that's a skill set, right?
It
But then
is.
also the power of collaboration. And so my example was there are 3 chefs right here in
Right.
this building, but
Yeah.
we're only using one chef. Okay, let's not, because he's doing great because he has some great food. However, what if these 3 chefs could come together and pull together an event where they all invest in it together? They
Mhm.
all invest into the marketing, and now each one of them are getting an opportunity to share their products and services instead of saying, let me do my own tasting event. Let's work
Right.
together.
Right.
Now, in a scenario like that, Deanna, my question is, like, how quickly should we start to look for results, and or what are the results that we should be looking for in that opportunity?
So that second question, right, is remember collaboration requires know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
However, there are things that you can do as you're getting to know people to figure out how to build up that know, like, and trust. So the very first part is going to be the know, the connection, right?
Hmm.
If you're looking for how to create wins in that collaboration, remember when you're first getting to know somebody, the win that you're looking for is not necessarily realistically going to be that $20,000 in revenue. Like that's not going to
Right.
be a
Right.
beginning realistic thing, right? One of the things that you can be looking for when you're connecting with people is how willing are they to connect me with other people?
Hmm.
How willing are they
Hmm.
to say my name in another room? And one way that you can measure that is if you're on a call, like a collab call or something like that, and you're talking and you guys are talking about collaboration, how willing is that person to say, hey, I know somebody that could either use your service or I know somebody that is looking for a speaker? That's pretty low risk, but
Yeah.
are they starting with that giving heart, right?
Yeah.
One way to start to determine how successful a longer collaboration could be. Because if when that first call, they're like, oh, I want to connect you to this person. Our first call, that's what we were like, oh, you need to meet this person. Oh, you
Right.
know what? You should connect. Do you know this person? That is a win. That's a collaboration win because they're helping you to expand your network. So start off by thinking, okay, let's get on a call together. Is this person leading with the give? If they connect me to somebody that I can have a phone call with, if they
Right.
connect me to somebody that wants me to come and speak, if they connect me to a person who will buy my book,
Mhm.
what book,
Mhm.
right? That is a win that you can measure and it helps you to know,
Absolutely.
right? We could go a little further, do something with a little bit more skin in the game because I see that this
Right.
spirit is in the right place.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm definitely with it. Putting that little appetizer out there and then testing it out to see how that
Mhm.
works, I think can always help. And like you said, know, like, and trust. Now, I'm a big believer. Like, we like to do business with people that we know, like, and trust. But
Yeah.
if I can add a little extra, attitude on top of that and also relate to. And
Boom.
so,
Yeah.
the relatability of it all is important. You don't want to partner or collaborate with someone who maybe has totally different, like, principles, totally different, like,
That's right.
personalities. Like, you might, you know what I'm saying, some of them can work, but you got to make sure that it is in alignment with your morals, your principles, and your beliefs, right? Because
And that takes time.
yes, that
Because
takes
people will
time.
show you, like,
Absolutely. Ooh,
if people see everyone that knows Taurea and connects with Taurea knows that Taurea worships on Saturdays, right?
yeah.
So if I'm following you for long enough, right? I could tell you all type of, oh girl, yeah, I worship on Saturdays too. Girl, I get in here about girl, let me tell you, yeah, the love of Jesus, God, all the things, right?
Yes.
But over time, if you start to see that maybe I'm posting on Saturdays or I'm at the basketball game on
Right.
Saturday,
Like, wait a minute now.
right? And it doesn't mean that like you and I, like I worship on Sundays, right? Like
Mhm.
it's not like you have to be an exact match for us.
Right.
But what's important is that you present who you really are.
Come on now. Abs
That's the
all
important
the time. And
part.
and again, like you said, yeah, that can take time. I mean, honestly, Deanna, if we could even be transparent when it comes to even like social media, a lot of people I think have been taught the wrong way of how to build connections online, which is portraying a lifestyle. I think it came from our community, the fake it till you make it, syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we're getting people who are in the age of, I want to show up as my authentic self. And I want to kind of go back to that question too, because I have more. Oh, and the good news is this. So let me tell you. So, and shout out to Zacchaeus, Tammy, Renee, Albert, chiming in from Ghana.
Ghana. Hey,
That's
Ghana.
our family. Hey, Ghana. Right.
Yes.
So, okay. So the good news was after the whole situation, and then when I felt like my question was dismissed, I won't even get into that, but
Yeah, I
we're going
remember
to talk
that.
about it. And I told you everything. And I sent an email out because what we're not going to do, y'all, is just be offended and not learn to let people know how someone made us feel, because it's
A pin
it's
in
not
that.
just right. I think it's important that this
Yeah.
is big panties, right? This is put on your big panties, right?
Yeah.
And so I sent it, of course, in a nice way, but that actually opened up the opportunity for me to have a conversation with the chamber. And not only did it have that, then she said, listen, send me a proposal based on what you're looking to do, whether it be from the lower side of networking, because people don't know how to network, just passing everybody your cards is not going to work. And then also how to be effective in collaboration, because I see so many other nationalities do this, Deanna, and work way less and make way more than us who are so busy to the hustle mentality, right? If we
Mhm.
learn to work together, we wouldn't have to do it. Anyways, long story short, got an email back. She forwarded my proposal to one of the top leaders in the chamber. We're now going to be working together, putting together initiatives on teaching networking and collaborating, and stop assuming that everybody knows how to do it. So this is huge. So,
It's a big deal.
yeah, this is huge. So I'm super excited about that because my voice was heard, and
Yeah.
I didn't come in there with the intentions because I needed. It's the intentions, going back to what you say. I want us to win together, right? So
That's it.
how can I serve and give back, right?
Right. But that's a really great example, because remember, in that situation you could have been offended, especially if you would have been in the mindset of what's in it for me.
Right.
What I can't get what I want out of this, so I'm going to dismiss it.
Forget it.
Instead, what did I just say? You lead with a give. You led with listen. I
Mm-hmm.
want to have a conversation about this, because a lot of times, so many misunderstandings, so much misalignment can be cleared up by literally having a simple conversation.
Come on, Deanna.
A
Please tell us.
simple conversation, because listen, people are busy. We are running at all types of paces. What I put out there, or how you perceive what I say, may not always be what my intention is. But I don't even know that you're offended by it, or that it's something that was misaligned, or that maybe our wires got crossed. If you never take the time to say, hey, sis, like, I want to talk to you about this, because I don't believe that like this is
Right.
really what the intention was, but this is how it felt.
That's
Right.
so good. Oh, come on, y'all. And these are uncomfortable conversations that
Yeah.
sometimes we have to have, but
Yeah.
it's important to have it, especially if you're trying to build effective collaboration, because we're not like we need to have some of the same ideas and ideologies and understandings. But again, we all not the same. So I
Yeah.
think it's powerful. Now, let me ask you this, because one of the young ladies, and I thought that it was so sad to hear, because she is standing on this, because this is not the first time I actually heard this exact woman say this. She
Mhm.
said it multiple times. She
Right.
said, well, I tried to collaborate with people and they burned me. They being her, whoever this woman was, burned me. So now I don't even do business with nobody unless you are certified and I mean, all type of stuff that I get it. But I don't know that people go into a collaboration or partnership with the intentions of burning a person. We
Mm-mm.
don't understand. So, question, if you've ever been burned, because I'm pretty sure we got people watching this that will say, yep, I've been burned. Should we just give up on it? Or what can we do so that the next time we
Yeah.
don't have those same challenges?
Yeah, this is great. And the interesting part is that the woman that you're talking about, to a certain extent, she's doing this, but like taking it to the next level with it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I agree, because y'all, I'm your collab queen, right? Like, collaboration is my jam, right? Like, I will blow, like, I am undefeated when it comes to collaboration, and I have been burned,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is what's important though to understand. is that the best thing that you can do if you really do have a heart for collaboration is to actually be very intentional about the spaces that you're in.
Mm,
Because a lot of times you have this mindset and this idea that you want to collaborate, but if you haven't put yourself in a position to be in a group of aligned people
yeah.
who, like Taurea said, have similar principles, goals, values. Somebody here just said, I think it was Tammy said, listen, I'm always giving, right? Like I need to
Mhm.
learn how to give not as much. No, Tammy, you need to get into a room of
Where
other
they do the same.
givers. You need
Yes,
to get
not
into a
takers.
room of people with abundance mindset. Because Taria and I say this all the time. Listen, the competition is at the bottom. The people
Mhm.
at the top are collaborating.
Absolutely. And they collaborating on somebody island right now while we over here. Okay.
Like I'm just saying, the people at the top are we
Yeah.
are collaborating.
Yes.
So when I get it because if you have that crabs in a bucket mentality,
It
guess
hurts.
what?
Yeah. It's
That's people
difficult.
that's just snapping at each other. But you have to be intentional about the space. And this is the thing. You are going to receive what you project. So let's be
Absolutely.
real. Let's be real. If you are always in the free space, the space where people are coming to figure out what they could get and what they could take, guess what? That's going to be the types of collaborations that you encounter. You got to start investing in the
Absolutely.
spaces where people, honestly, money is a barrier to entry. Like investing in yourself, the time and the money is a really good way to start to get into different types of rooms.
Absolutely. Oh my god. One of the things too that I'm telling, especially, amongst our communities is that y'all we've got to find some organizations that we can be a part of that are not just come to the free meeting. And I won't name any specific names, but like those are not going to work. Can I also add on to as well, like, if you've ever been burned before, the blessing is that in this, y'all, and no matter like everybody going to get burned. Matter of fact, every time you try to do something new, it's not going to be perfect the first go round. And
That's right.
so, does that mean we just give up? No, we don't give up. I remember, yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, trying to
Mhm.
work with people, right? But every single time that I do it, I always learn something new of what I should have done,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, where I know that I fall into or I have fallen into challenges is assuming because this is the way that I think that the other person thought that way as well. We cannot make assumptions in partnerships, y'all. A collaboration is a partnership. And so, yeah, in that last situation, you felt like you were doing so much and they were doing nothing. But did you guys have a conversation of expectation?
Expectations.
Deanna,
Expectations.
before, by the way, we meet weekly.
We meet every week. We
Every
do.
week, whether it's 15, 20
Yeah.
minutes.
We meet every week.
And we have conversations about, hey, I don't know if this is working out. What are you receiving? What am I
Exactly.
receiving? Is
Yeah.
it making sense still? And this has been for almost, how long has this been?
We
I mean,
started in June. I mean,
in
it's almost a
June.
year. Yeah.
Almost a year. We've
Yeah.
met weekly, y'all. And so it is not something that as soon as we partner, it's immediately going to happen.
100%.
And I think that that is important. And so if we are willing to have these conversations of expectation up front, I mean, we even signed contracts, y'all,
Yeah.
because we wanted to make sure that there is now we still got each other phone number,
Right.
but it's still a conversation where this is what I expect from you, and this is what you should expect from me. And if we don't do it, that's why connecting on a weekly basis
So
has been
important.
powerful. And let's just be honest, we have been able to feed off of each other
Oh,
too.
100%. Yeah.
Ooh, the stuff
Yeah.
that you do with the Success Tribe and the stuff we do with Book
Yeah.
Profit Club, we've
100%.
been able to feed from each other and say, this is how we can improve both groups.
Exactly. And that's what collaboration should be, though, right? Again, you're going to get to the bag, you're going to get to the money no matter what. But
Yeah.
you cannot collaborate from a place of scarcity. So I'm going to be honest with you. If you're in a place right now where your business is not making any money, where you're really struggling, you're at the very, very beginning stages of your business, yes, there are things that you can do to connect with people and to partner with people, but you're not yet at the place where you're going to be able to collaborate at the level that me and Taurea collaborate at.
Yeah.
Because you heard what Taurea said. We've been talking on a weekly basis over the course of almost a year. There have
Yeah.
been all types of ebbs and flows, wins, challenges, things that we've learned from each other. Have both of us made money off of or as a result of it? Yes, absolutely. But it really is about the things that we are learning and the opportunities that we are taking to grow together. And that means that every single week, I'm not going to get a payment from Taurea or from her community and vice versa. And like, you have to be willing to like be in the long game. You cannot collaborate from a place of lack. You just
No,
can't.
you cannot. You cannot. That is so powerful. You know, powerful too, Deanna, because I always talk about having abundance mentality and
Yeah.
lack mentality. And if you're operating in that lack space, it's very difficult and you project it out. The energy is
Yeah.
received.
People feel it. No
They
matter, even
feel
if you
it.
don't think so, people
Right.
feel it.
Yep.
People
Hmm.
feel it. That's why I always say too, like if you're selling, I tell people all the time, if you're selling high ticket and you're not investing high ticket, people know.
They
Like
can tell.
you cannot expect your clients, your potential clients to do something that you don't do.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing with
Absolutely.
collaboration, right? And it's about creating those moments of impact. And that's why I want to go back to something that you mentioned where you said,
Yeah.
yeah, morals and values and all that have to be aligned. That's why it's important for you to really connect with people. What does that mean? That means lunches. That means investing in one another's communities and having time to actually just have conversation that isn't centered around business because you need to understand the person behind the business.
Yeah, yes, the person behind the mask. And if we're always masked up, we can never really know truly what a person's intentions are because we only know it on surface level.
And we know what they want us to see,
So
right?
good. So
But
good.
you got to be able to have all these things. So listen, y'all, we wanted to start this conversation with you
Yes.
all because we're going to be coming to y'all a
This
couple
is
of
not a
times.
one-time thing.
Right. We're going to be coming to y'all a couple of times a month. But if you're watching right now, tell us, what do you want to know about collaboration? Like,
Yes.
what are the questions that you have? Because we're going to be coming to you all and we really want this to be collaborative and
Yes.
interactive. We want to collaborate with you. Our gift to you is that we want to pour into you so that collaboration becomes something that is part of your business that you do very successfully. Because what's going to happen when that happens, you're going to want to be closer to us. You're going to
Yeah.
want to be more connected to us. And that's really what it's all about.
I love it. And speaking of connections, Deanna, how can all of our amazing viewers connect with you?
Thank you so much. Well, the first thing is that, if you are if you're watching this right now and you're saying to yourself, I have a book, right? And I need to be able to make more money in that book. I need to be able to leverage that book better. Then you can catch me in BPC with Taurea. You definitely need to plug in. Make sure that you do that for sure, right?
Yeah.
That's thing number one. And really, any environment that Taurea is in, if I'm not there directly because Taurea is there, I'm in that space, right? So if you ever see her, you're like, yeah, I want to connect with Deana. Reach out to Taurea. She knows how to get with me. And then, of course, you can follow me on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I'm Deana Jean in all of those places. So that's what I would say there for sure. And Taurea, people are watching this on your page, but how can people stay connected to you?
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, so to stay connected rewind to stay connected with me, all you got to do, guys, is just go to Book Profits Club. We've now created and what I love too is that the synergy that we have between the Success Tribe as well as Book Profits Club, y'all. We are about quality. I was about to say quantity, quality over quantity. And
Yes.
so right now we're creating opportunities where if you are really serious about getting on those platforms, the stages, the workshops, the international as well,
Yeah.
magazines, et cetera, go to bookprofitsclub.com. So just go to bookprofitsclub.com. Deanna, this was a good first one. I'm excited. Oh,
I'm
y'all,
excited too.
real quick, look, this is some of the stuff we're going to talk about. How can you tell when someone's trying to partner but really wants access to your platform? Ooh, what
That's
are some
already
of
on the list.
yeah, that's already on the list. What are some of the red flags people ignore in fake collaborations. How to let me see, sharing time you realized someone was using you instead of truly working with you, and how did you handle it? And the cool thing about all of these topics that we're going to be discussing, sometimes they just didn't know. So we'll talk all about that in
Thank
our future
you.
shows, y'all. Deanna, it was a
Yes.
pleasure.
Always, always,
Um,
always. Thank y'all so much. And come back and see us soon, okay?
yes. Bye, y'all.
Bye.